I missed you guys, man. I knew something was weird the last 10 days, and not having to do media every day.
So, tell us about what the last 10 days were like. I mean, not the last 10 days, the 10 days you were out were like, and what the emotions were like of having to sit out 2 games like that.
Yeah, fortunately, I was vaccinated, so my bout with COVID wasn't too bad. It was pretty mild. And mentally, it was the toughest part, just not being there. I had hopes and thoughts and prayers that I can make it to both games. I thought there was a possibility to pack my equipment for both. And I did everything I can to try to get a negative test. And I actually did, but it was just too close to game time. And trust me, I wanted to pull up in the parking lot with my uniform on and run in right before kickoff, but the NFL doesn't allow it based on protocols and stuff like that. So very fortunate for me and my family that it wasn't too bad. But it is going around. I encourage people to treat it serious. I encourage people, vaccinated or not, stay masked up. Keep doing everything we can because it's just, appreciate that, pulling that mask up. It's just still going around, so very fortunate though.
Logan, what symptoms did you have and what were you able to do? For 10 days.
Yeah, my symptoms were mild. I had very sinusy symptoms. I was congested and some headaches and some body aches, and that was it. It was a few days. I was doing everything I can holistically, not what Aaron Rodgers was doing, but I was taking vitamins and drinking water. And then what I did for conditioning and all that, I had my kids home. I was bouncing on the trampoline 2 hours a day with them. We can't do much. It was 30 degrees outside, so I said, let's get some conditioning. So we went on the trampoline. I threw my kids up in the air. I did tackling practice with my kids. And I just did everything I could to be prepared to play if I had to. And fortunately, I recovered pretty quickly and back here, get my win back and back with the guys. And I'm very excited to be back. They were happy to have me back, so it's always good.
Anything you feel like you have to get back to strength-wise, agility?
Just reps, man. I'm a high rep guy. I like to take a lot of reps in practice. I just like to be there, man. Fortunately, in my career, I've missed very few games. I had a streak going on here of 24 games straight or whatever. So I don't miss games often. It was very weird. My family went to the Eagles game, and I didn't go. So it was very weird that everyone was going to the game, and I was staying at home. So it just was very weird and different. But the guys stepped up. The guys played great, held it down for me. Very, very encouraging. We got a lot of young guys on our team, on our defense especially, that have grown up. My safety room, them guys, the pups have grown up, and they're doing great. Zay's playing as good as any safety in the league right now. We're all chasing him. And Julian is exactly what Julian Love is, the ultimate player that can play any role, any piece that you need to build a team. And he's a guy that plays 10, 12 years in the league, a Julian Love, a guy with that versatility and dependability.
You got COVID?
Do I know how?
Yeah.
Don't know. If I do, I'm going to find the person, but I don't know. I was living life how everyone else was, and I was vaccinated. My wife was vaccinated. Even my daughter was vaccinated at 6 years old. It just, unfortunately, came across us.
Had you gotten your booster yet? Or?
Haven't gotten my booster yet. Just got up eligible to get it, and I think we're, I don't know, but I feel like, the boosters are important because I think after 6 months or so, it kind of wears down. And I'm seeing a lot of more people get it who've been vaccinated over 6 months ago.
Logan, I would imagine if you could miss 15 games and play in 2, these last 2 would have been the ones you would have picked.
Yeah, I had them marked off. But when you play as long as I have connections with every team. I know this team, I like this game, we need it. It's going to be a good challenge out there in the heat. I know Brian Flores really well. I know George Gotze really well. I know Josh Boyer. He was my coach in New England. So those 3 guys are coordinators. They were like running my scout team when I was on scout team in New England. So I know those guys really well. I know how they think. They know how I think. They know how our coaches think. So it's going to be a lot of familiarity on how the programs are run, how the defenses are run, and the emphasis on getting the ball and playing physical. So it's going to be a good battle of kind of some programs who are kind of run at the top very similarly in what they preach.
Logan, you've played in 15 postseason games, so you know what a playoff team looks like probably better than anyone around here. Yeah. When you look at this team, if there's reason for hope, what is that reason?
Last game. A playoff team needs to be a team that's resilient. And it doesn't matter how I went. I've talked plenty of times. I've gone into the playoffs 13-3. I was on a Tennessee team that was 2-4. We were 5-5 at one point. We fought our way back every game to make a run when it mattered. And this is the time of the year, the urgency's up. this is the time of the year where you have to start playing well. A team like Miami, who lost 6 or 7 straight, they just won 4 straight. They're playing as well as anybody in football right now, finding ways to win. So a playoff team finds ways to win, ugly, pretty, whatever it is, you have to find ways to win. And last week was a good example of that. Miami's been finding that, so it'll be a good battle with them. Because it's all about you got to play well at the right time, and this is the time that matters.
And given your knowledge of Brian Flores, what would you tell your quarterback about just how to attack a Flores defense?
That pressure's coming. He's going to blitz. That's what they believe in, and pressuring the quarterback. And, you know, the playmakers in this league have gotten a lot better throughout the years. We have a lot of them, and getting those guys the ball in space and making them miss tackles. It's going to come down to tackling. When you blitz a lot, can you tackle the guy in open field or not? And we have some guys that can make people miss, so our playmakers need to do that.
Logan, what kind of, I mean, I'm sure you hated being home alone, obviously, watching the game. Did you learn anything? You know, you're looking differently, you know, you're not on the sideline. Did you learn anything about your team?
Yeah, I love the resilience. Like I said, a lot of guys stepped up. A lot of guys, it was a great performance for resilience sake. But I learned, you know, when you're in it, you go to work every day, you put your head down, you stay in it. I was really much a perfectionist this year, trying to do everything right, trying to be there, trying to lead by example. Every game that went good or bad, I try to adjust for the team the next game. And I just saw like what my role was when I was out, to bring energy, to be a contagious leader, be infectious, and be resilient, and to keep leading the guys playing and play out. Whether I play perfect or not, the guys need my leadership, the guys need me there. And it's not about a missed tackle or not, it's about how you respond the next play, because the game wasn't perfect, but our guys found the ways to make the plays in the end. And I kind of felt my role of what it needs to be, and that's what's going to be going forward, is a guy who's contagious in my energy and picking everyone up around me.
There were times when Burton Burns was out, he said he was watching the games, he said he wanted to jump through the TV. Was there any moments like that for you?
Yeah, when I saw the clip of Tom Brady saying cover 2 in the middle of his drop back, that's when I wish I was there to help disguise that a little bit better. But he's so, you know, it's well documented how smart he is, and that was a game that he studied a lot, and he needed his team. He needed to play well, and I think his approach was, I'm not going to try to go crazy. I'm going to take what the defense gives me and get my guys in positive plays. And that's what my approach needs to be on defense, is get the guys. It's not about making every play. Allow Zay to be Zay, allow Julian to be Julian, allow JB to be JB, and get our defense into positive plays and do what we need to do. So I really wish I was there for that one, because it was Tom Brady was very good at reading us that game, and I feel like I could have made a difference there. But at the end of the day, it was out of my control. It was taken from me, so I try to, you know, my brother said it to me best: if you're feeling well and you got to do the time, it's like going to jail, man. Do the time, don't let the time do you. So I was trying to take advantage of that time. I couldn't do anything about it.
We'll take 2 more.
Have you gotten the sense over the years, given that you did catch Tom Brady's last pass as a Patriot, that he wanted to compete against you again, or he was even upset that a former teammate's the one who did that to him to end his career in New England?
Was he upset, you said?
Yeah, I mean, just that a former teammate was the one who sort of did that to him.
It had to be anybody, man. Why not me? So, no, I mean, I don't know. That play we talk about a lot. That's good for, you know, a Jeopardy question, but you know, that's years ago, man. He's obviously got it back. He won a Super Bowl the next year at a new place, and he's obviously moved on. I've moved on, and I look to play against him again. Who knows? It's our last pass. We might see him in the playoffs. So I'm really excited to keep competing, and it just shows you that you can keep doing it if you keep putting that mind and time in, and taking my 10 days off. It showed me how much I love football, how much I really missed it, and really still want to be here for my teammates and still do it for years to come. So I was excited and encouraged and energized, obviously, sitting here doing a 15-minute press conference 40 minutes after practice. So I was obviously really missed this and my role on this team.
When you look at Xavier, have you seen a guy go from one place to another over a year? He just looks like a different player this year.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, it's just that's how close anybody can be from being at the highest level. It's just consistency. Zay in the beginning of the year was getting to the ball, he just wasn't catching it. Now he's catching it. He's got great range. No other safety in NFL has 4 or 5 picks out of the post. That's really hard to do, guys. It's a lot of range, a lot of instincts, and that means you're really playing well and playing free. So I'm excited for Zay, but he's not stopping here. He's still out here early. He's still putting work in, and I'm excited to play along with him and see at the peak of our powers what we can be and really help lead our team and lead our defense. And he's a leading force now. He's not a young player who's just trying to do his part. He's a leading force to what we do. And the reason why we're playing well defensively is because they're McKinney and other people along with him. But he's definitely a leader of the charge.